Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Gunners and Oz. Before I start, I would like to make a full apology for my Doncaster review. There was no sound; it wasn't working. I did not realize it until after I finished filming it. So right now, you're going to just be hearing my mouth move and not much else. But on to games that actually matter. By the way, on to the Doncaster thing for a second, just so I can cover my bases. We won 1-0. Theo Walcott scored a goal. Giroud had a fantastic miss that went over the bar, and that was basically it. Jack Wilshere was man of the match. Okay, that's basically all you need to know. I'm here with Troy now to talk about West Brom. Hey, man,
Another
how
power
you
game.
doing?
Good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, good, good. Arsenal looking a lot better now since the last time we spoke. So
I know. They seem a lot more confident. I mean, I know we haven't. I mean, look, we take it with a grain of salt because we haven't we haven't played anything of note.
I mean,
But
Chelsea's a
yeah,
new.
I know. I wasn't. I didn't do the review show for the Chelsea one, but I'll be honest with you, I watched that game, and that as look for as nil all draws go, that was actually, like I said, I'd not turning a negative into a positive, but that was a genuinely good game. They genuinely defended and defended hard.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think they did what they had to do. Mustafi's goal, offside, I guess, but but they did well, and I honestly think for everyone, we all expected them to get done there, and look, they let's face it, they just put in how many against who they play yesterday? Stoke,
Oh my God. Yeah, they did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they put four past Stoke, so it's not like they weren't trying. Um, but yeah, so no, I was happy with that. So,
Yeah.
and I think they needed it, and I think they're starting to plan for life post
Yeah.
Sanchez and Özil.
Yeah. Well, this fixture is the first of a bit of a run that's slightly flat track. So the start of that run is now West Bromwich Albion coming home to the Emirates. Speaking of Stoke, their old manager Tony Pulis with his defensive tactics will be in show on Monday night. Looking forward to that one.
I am actually. I think he's just going to send his blokes out to try and chop us down because it's at home. So I think that's what he's just going to say. Look,
Yeah.
just hack them, or they're going to aim for a draw. They'll want to draw,
Yeah.
0-0 or something as a result. So I think he'll send them out to hack.
Absolutely. And the big talking point on this one is, of course, the return to the Emirates only about 3 weeks after leaving the Emirates of Kieran Gibbs. Um,
He's
Very
going to
excited
kick.
to actually see him play first team football for a Premier League side, which he
I
so
know. I'm glad to see him get consistent game time. I'll be honest. And look, Murphy's law says that he's going to kick a goal against us, and I don't know how I'd feel about that. To be honest, I'd be like, well, good, you scored at the Emirates,
well,
but I
he left
liked
on
it.
the
Like,
same day as old Oxlade Chamberlain, but none of us are talking about Kieran Gibbs in a negative light.
no, I think the Gibbs one is a little different. We all understand that he wants, look, you probably weren't going to get a start. And yeah, we put some time and effort in, but you know what? We're going to do the right thing by you. We'll get some money for the club, but we'll get you to a team where you're going to play consistently.
I mean, there's always a good argument for when we say time and effort. There's time and effort into a player's career. So we've helped
Yeah,
a certain player get to a certain stage in his career. So he doesn't work out for us, but he's now a full-on professional football player. When he joined Arsenal, he was about 8 years old.
yeah. And look, Wenger said that too. I think he was about 10. And Wenger said he's actually come out and said that one hurt more. The Gibbs one hurt more than the Oxlade Chamberlain one because he'd been there since he was 10.
Yeah, yeah. Oxlade Chamberlain's a Southampton youth.
Yeah,
So yeah, completely different. But you live, you move on. In terms of the football on Monday, um, are we going to actually see finally Lacazette play with Alexis Sanchez?
I think without Welbeck, they have to. Without, I don't know about Özil, because I think there's a fairly decent argument to go, you know what? This is a game we should win at home. Do we really need to throw everything at it? So
Yeah.
my prediction will be is that Sanchez will start. He's been starting him in every game, either getting value for money or sticking to what he said. Sanchez is like an engine. He needs to run all the time and he
Yeah.
needs to go all the time. So I think Sanchez will start in place of Welbeck. I think Lacazette will obviously start. I think Ozil, if he's fit, will probably be on the bench. As
You
an
think?
if I think, look, in terms of man management, I think it'll be a man management thing. I don't think it'll be that he's not worthy of playing against West Brom. It'll be more, you know what? Let's keep something up. Let's keep Ozil and Giroud up our sleeve, and let's not risk him if we don't need to. If we're already 2 goals up, then
So my question is, without Welbeck, who who plays in starting lineup ahead of Mesut Ozil? Is it Alex Iwobi again? Even I mean, he did play only limited minutes the other day against Doncaster.
I think he will. I think it might be a Iwobi that starts again. It's West Brom. Why? We shouldn't need to put everything. We shouldn't need to put our big guns out unless there's we need. If this was round 37 and we needed the win, then yeah, we put the top notch in. But you know what? It's game week 6, so let's all just calm down and not try and read too much into any man management. We've played 3 games in the space of 7 days.
Yeah, one interesting thing that's going to go into the team selection, I believe, is that Arsenal's going to go fly all the way out to Belarus on Wednesday night for a Thursday morning game or a Thursday night game, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting to see who stays in England and who goes on the plane. It's a tough
Yeah,
journey out there.
it's a long trip. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know exactly how many hours it is, but it's not. It's not a domestic flight, and it's just look. He'll go deep into the squad again. He'll have
yeah,
to.
yeah. Um, I'm getting slightly worried though about because the performance that the team was playing the other night is I imagine to be that team that flies east. I'm trying to think of my
Yeah.
European
I've got a clue, man. I'm used to reading
geography.
on iPad, so I can't even look up an atlas for
So, I mean, they need to put a lot more intensity in a European match where I believe the opposition will put in intensity, especially at home.
you. Yeah.
But different preview for a different game.
Yeah.
But my point mostly is that maybe you play Mesut Ozil in this one, you spare him, play him minutes in the other one because maybe if you feel like you need to get him back up to scratch, you play him in Belarus, which might not be a bad thing.
Look, give him if you get him give him half an hour.
But
Out there. Unless we've
yeah,
actually been pretty blessed with the run that we've got at the moment. On paper, they shouldn't be taxing games. I mean, we're going to drop a game. One of these games we're going to drop, and we're all going to lose our shit.
well, our next game is next week is against Brighton
Yeah,
at home.
yeah.
So
So to get some of these European qualifiers out of the way with the run that we've got in the Premier League, I think let's do something with it.
yeah,
We can get a run. We can string some wins together. We can all like I said, take it with a grain of salt that yes, we're winning the games, but we've still got some big hurdles to overcome. But you know what? Let's just not trying to read too much into it. He's going to have to man manage and do it now. So I think the same team that took on Doncaster will probably end up going to Belarus, and I
yeah.
don't mind it. Gives Giroud time up front as a starter. Give him the starts that he wants. Maybe not in the games that he wants, but give him starts that he wants.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this game in particular is a good opportunity for Arsenal to. I think sort of gain some confidence. I think in the Premier League in terms of goal scoring. I know this is a team that's going to park the bus and do their best, but I think if Arsenal can break them down, especially in the first half, we may win this. This is a West Brom team that, despite how as good as they are offensively, lost I think 3 or 4-0 against Brighton only a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
Um, so look, we're Arsenal. We had our draw against Chelsea. Now we're all stabilized. let's push on now. We need to get a convincing win, I think, here. If it's even by a 2 goal margin.
Yeah, I, yeah, I think so. Look, I'm happy with 2-0. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I'd love it. I'd love it to build some goal difference, but you know what? I'd be happy with a 2-0 and just like look. That'll. I'm just trying to look at the fixtures while I'm on here. But
Well,
God,
outside of Kieran Gibbs, um, what are some of the key players for West Bromwich Albion? Troy.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked at their list for a while because Tony Pulis shits me. So every time I hear his name or hear his voice, I switch off. Just,
Yeah.
but
Well,
let's see if I can get their team up. I look like anything. Like I said, we've got
heck, I mean the
runs.
list. Brunt is
Yeah,
one that's definitely a key player for them.
yeah,
I was going to say more. Solomon Rondon, I believe, still plays
yeah,
for them. He's Venezuelan. Venezuelan.
yeah,
Yeah, he's a good striker. He's powerful. Um, and then as well, they have Matty Phillips, who was very key for them last year. Um, I know a lot of West Brom fans must rate him highly, considering he's on all their promotional material. This is
yeah.
me. This is me basing off of just a few things I'm looking on the internet right now. I should
Yeah.
know more about West Brom. It's interesting because
So, well, like I said, yeah, I almost wasn't on tonight, so I didn't do any homework because I've been back in
yeah.
school.
Oh, of course.
But
Oh, wait. There's a player that we were talking about before, maybe possibly joining Arsenal, and that's Johnny Evans.
Johnny Evans,
He's the captain
the
of West Brom.
that's it, the defensive genius that we missed out on.
Oh, and I'm looking at here. They have Oliver Burke, who they bought from Red Bull Leipzig. He's a decent player. Jay Rodriguez, he used to play
Yeah,
for Southampton, and another big name on this list actually is Grigors Krychowiak. He was on loan from PSG.
yeah. See,
They
so I'm saying there could be. And like I said, I'm just looking at a run of the next few games, and like I said, we've got West Brom Monday, then we've got Bate Borisov in the Europa, Brighton next week, then the week after that Watford, Redstale, Belgrade, and then we've got Everton basically on the 22nd of October. So the next three games, in theory, are winnable. Like I said, we're going to drop one of these easy games and throw away some points, either maybe not on a loss or on a draw, and we'll all lose our shit, and then we'll get it together again, and then we'll move on.
I
But
don't know. I think we might pick up all the points.
I would like to think so, but I just the Watford one. And look, Watford surprised me this year. They've been terrible this year, and I thought they were actually quite good. The Everton one worries me.
Yeah.
Um, and actually, the one after that, it's the Everton Swansea. Those two games, I don't know. They worry me a bit. Particularly the Swansea one, they haven't been as bad as what I thought.
Um,
Um,
I don't know about. I mean, I don't know about the Swansea result one. To be fair,
yeah,
I'm looking more on West Brom's list. They also have Gareth Barry. Of course, he's a England international. He's played for Everton and
yeah,
Man City. James McLean, he's a very good player. Jake Livermore, former Tottenham player. Nacer Chadley, also another former Tottenham player. Hal
Jesus,
Robson Kanu, who scored that
Can't. Oh,
goal for Wales. They have a decent
they have a
mid-table
decent
Premier League
list. Yeah,
list. Yeah. Um,
it. Like I said, based on that defensive display at Chelsea, I think that's what I took out of it. Is that if we can defend like that against Chelsea, what I worry about is that that old adage that you end up playing. You only play as good as a side that turns up. If
yeah.
we knew we had to come out hard defensively against Chelsea, so we did. If we think, well, maybe we don't have to go as hard at West Brom, all of a sudden they sneak one in, and
Yeah.
it becomes a whole different game. So I think they're gonna, like I said, it's gonna be a game of defence,
Yeah.
and I and I
100%.
yeah, and I just think, look, we should do it. We should do it easily,
Yeah.
but
But
and look, There you go, man.
I agree with you though. Arsenal find themselves like very guilty of doing that a lot, where our level is, as in the best teams, they push regardless of who the opponent is, they're going to remain keep their level an elite level.
Yeah,
I feel like Arsenal sometimes bring the level down a bit. Like our passing won't be as fast.
that's what I mean. They reflect the opposition. It's like, okay, well, we're not sort of, we're not going to be as crisp. We're not going to be as hard ass. And it's like, well, this is the games we need to be
Yeah.
ruthless.
We're 12th on the table right now, Arsenal. Let's be
Yeah,
perfectly honest with ourselves. We need the 3 points here. We only got a point. Arsenal need to go after this, and I mean it's a different team that played the night that looked lackluster in front of goal. Hopefully Alexander Lacazette, yeah,
yeah,
isn't playing like Giroud or Walcott were the other day. I mean Walcott scored, to be fair.
yeah.
But,
Look, he scored, but
and Alexis didn't look that inspiring the day, but on the other hand, this is a Premier League game compared to a
yeah, and
yeah.
and to be honest with you, like I said, the Doncaster game, I was like, oh, and I said, I'm not a huge fan for this cup,
Well,
and
here's how important the Doncaster game was. I couldn't. It wasn't televised here. I had to find a link online to be able to watch it.
I
I
know.
have not had to do that in ages.
I know. No, I didn't even bother looking for it, to be honest with you. I just thought, I was going to tune in on an Arsenal player, but I'll just see the result after. I, like I said, I can understand not going hard in that game because I wouldn't. I'd be telling all my boys if I was, managing that. So look, for Christ's sake, get a goal early and don't hurt yourselves. Right?
Yeah,
Look
I
out for
think
someone trying to make a name for
that's
themselves.
another very good point. Is that yeah, it was an uninspiring game, but sometimes you just. I think when you're like, for instance, if I thought about it, high level tennis players. When I think about when they play the Australian Open or they play Wimbledon, high level tennis players don't start playing until the second week.
Yeah.
They'll get themselves
Yeah, because they manage themselves.
yeah, they'll get
Yeah,
themselves an easy win. They'll go straight sets without really lifting their level. And then the
yeah.
second week, then they'll
Is
start, you know, breaking a sweat, so to speak. So
yeah, no, that's true, and I agree. I think and that's what we should be doing. That's what we should be looking at this run of games is to say, we got with all the shit we've got going on with Özil and Sanchez, and I was reading a good article actually about players going into the last 12 months of their contracts, and I think it's going to happen a lot more now too, only because of the fact that the ridiculous amount of transfer fees and everything else happening at the minute. But it also, I think, it sharpens up the rest of the team to say, you know what, these guys are going to more than likely walk. Now he's demonstrated that he's going to put other guys on. We won without, Özil and Sanchez. So it's like, you know what, everyone else, you guys need to step up because if you want these guys spots, start proving it now. So in a perverse way, I think it maybe just might work for us.
yeah, interesting on the subject. One thing that goes under the radar because I don't know somehow our players are like people like to pick on us, but Lionel Messi is also in the last year of his contract.
Yeah.
Man, imagine that as a free signing. Alexis Sanchez replaced
I would be amazed. I'd tell you, I'd love it to happen.
that.
It'd just be insane for it to happen, only just for the pure irony of it. Even if he never kicked a goal, just to have him there would be just worth it. But
Funny is that Wenger's made that joke for years. Oh, we could sign Messi. Like
yeah, I'd love it. I know, I'd love it. And that'd be the biggest after Sol Campbell. That'd be the next biggest one to just surprise everyone and go, "Oh yeah, we signed him."
yeah. Oh yeah, Messi. By the way, he got a pre-contract in
Yeah,
January.
yeah. So no, I know, I'd love it. I'd love it to happen, but
I
and
can't believe
it
we're
happened.
talking about this right now, but
Yeah,
it's
we
not
get
even
him
a
and he'd
link.
throw it. I know. But you know what happened? We get him and he'd do a knee 2 weeks in. But I think it's symptomatic again of this West Brom game because it's just like I'm not. I mean, I'll watch it. I'll do everything. But it's just it's hard to put your finger on it. It's a Premier League game, but it just doesn't feel it.
Yeah, I don't. It's a strange period right now because we went from the Chelsea game, it was very important, and
Yeah,
I think maybe it's just the fact that the Doncaster game seemed underwhelming for me. When the Premier League music is on,
yeah.
and you'll be like, okay, it's time to.
I'll snap in when that happens. But like in terms of what do I think of their team? What do I think of what we should do? I think of, and look, I'm not even thinking of players. Like I said, I'm just thinking of man management. Okay, bring the ones in if they're injured, don't put them in.
Well,
So
look, they from what I can tell, just as a brief preview to what they can offer, is that they have a very strong and veteran midfield. As I'm looking at the likes of Gregor's Krakowiak or or Gareth Barry, which I'm assuming might be their midfield too. That's very veteran and very solid. Um,
yeah,
um, you got defensively. You're gonna have Johnny Evans in there and Craig Dawson and all those likes. And they'll have and then they have some exciting wingers in like the likes of Chadley, Jay Rodriguez, and of course a guy who can finish. So the way I would look at it is that um, we need to win the midfield battle to win this. They're going to actually have some solid midfielders that are probably higher than a West Brom average level in there, and they're going to be stable defensively. So it's going to be just a matter of Arsenal breaking them down because, as I said, those
yeah.
are the experienced heads.
And don't forget, we bring out the best in opposition goalkeepers, so that doesn't help us
Yeah,
either.
well, Foster already
And
has had
Foster's
the
good.
best. You remember when he played for Birmingham City? He played us in the Capital One Cup,
Yeah,
Capital Cup final.
yeah.
He had a blinder that day.
I know. So we have that capacity.
Anyway, let's get into our 1 to 11s. I'll run through it and Troy, you tell me if you agree or disagree with what I say. I'm going to have Petr in goal for this one. I mean, I think it's quite obvious. It's been a
Yeah,
play cup,
yeah,
and yeah,
yep.
he also had a very good game against Chelsea last
He
week
wa-
as well.
he was brilliant.
Yeah. Um, at right back, replacing Reece Nelson is going to be Hector Bellerin.
Yep,
Yeah. Koscielny,
yep,
Mustafi,
yep,
and Monreal.
yep. That's what it'll be. You reckon I'll go back four?
No, no.
No.
Austin. They went back three against nobodies. If we played back four, we could have scored lots of goals against
Yeah,
Doncaster. And then left back, Kolasinac, the tank, obviously.
yeah,
Yeah. Midfield, Aaron Ramsey for you,
yep,
and Granit Xhaka.
yep. Stick with them for the time being. It's giving them time to gel.
Yeah. And please, 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 Alexis Sanchez.
He's got to. It's got to be Sanchez.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a bit of a twist in this. I want to do Ozil, but you're making me think it's going to be Alex Iwobi. Um,
Yeah, I think I know you want Ozil in, but I think it's going to be a Wobie with Ozil on the bench.
yeah. And up front, Alexander Lacazette.
Yep. So if he doesn't, yeah, he's got to. I think Lacazette needs to kick a couple. To be honest, he's had some good starts, but I think he needs to get a couple more under his belt, really, just to get some momentum.
Yeah. I mean, the crowd goes nuts every time he scores a goal.
Yeah.
So I
So
think he just needs to. I would love to see him score a more massive amount of goals.
yeah,
But I think he will score a goal in a game like this, which
yeah,
leads me on to the next phase of this final phase of this video, and that is our match prediction For me, I'm going to go with a 3-1 Arsenal victory.
It's exactly what I was going to do.
And Alexander Lacazette to score the first goal.
Yeah, I mean, my heart says Lacazette, only because that's probably what I'll do. But I might go Sanchez for the first.
You can't.
3-1 with the Sanchez first. I think he needs something to get the crowd back on side. And, he sort of got him back. But, just to dispel anything. They can all have one each.
Yeah.
Lacazette, Lacazette can have one. Sanchez can have one. And
Kolasinac. No, that's the other one that I was thinking of. I just think he could score goals in games like that.
I hope he does, because I got him in my fantasy team. That'd be kick-ass points, particularly if we come over to clean sheet.
Yeah. He's definitely looks like a consistent goal scorer from left back, which is really good to see.
So I think that's what it'll be, 3-1.
That strike he had against Cologne was the mark of a striker. Like, he adjusted his body mid-air to the flight of the ball and then banged it in the corner with a rock.
I think he's one of those. I think he's one of those blokes that can just be sneaky. Like, he's a defender, so if he just sits there quietly, waits for his moment, and then pounces, it catches everyone by surprise. Because I think he's a defender, but he's you think cross in from the corner in the box. If he gets up high enough, he's a big boy.
Yeah. Anyway, that is all we have for today. Once again, apologies for the Doncaster game. I'll probably remove the video. We just won't have a review for that. We've covered a bit of review in this one anyway. So
no, leave it up. Let people make up their own. Let people dub it themselves.
Yeah. We'll see. Just a bit of a heads up, though. If you've looked already at that video and want to laugh at me, you can leave comments on that video. Oh, look at this jerk who's speaking without sound. Go ahead. I'm much more. Bring it on, seriously.
Yeah.
And actually, finally, Troy, not soccer related, but are you happy with the finalists for the?
I knew you were going to ask that, only because your team's in it. Yeah, I know. Look, it's going to be Adelaide Richmond. It's going to be a belter. It's going to be a brilliant game. I'll be honest with you, and I say this very quietly because I'm down in Melbourne, as are you, but I think Adelaide's going to do it.
I think Adelaide's going to do it as well.
I think
Richmond, they have something about them right now.
But the problem is if GWS held them early.
Yeah. I was looking at that in the first half. I was like, neither of these two teams are really gonna threaten us that much.
No, it's just that they ran out of legs.
Yeah.
GWS. So, but it's grand final week. I don't care who's playing, as long as it's the best week of the year in Melbourne. Yeah. For the rest of the world, just leave some comments and we'll explain it to you.
All right. Anyway, if you liked the vid, give it a like. If you have anything to ask us, leave a comment. If you want to say anything nice or any compliments, also leave a comment. And, of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And we'll be speaking to you very, very soon. Up the Arsenal.
Up the Arsenal. Have a good